This is the Negro Ninja. And I want to start this off by saying the enemy recognizes you before you recognize yourself, okay? They can just feel when righteousness is around. Okay. And it's one thing to be righteous. They also very fearful of the great ones. Okay, so if you're great and righteous, they really can't stand it. Okay, because great men grow up into mighty men. Okay, having authority and money and all this type of stuff, being able to make other people's lives better. So people instinctively go out of their way to not only try to corrupt your righteousness, but they also try to bind your greatness. Okay, they try to bind your greatness. Like the first interactions I had with people that was hating on me, they was always trying to get me to believe I was never good at anything. They didn't want me to think that I'm handsome. Whatever they can think of that they saw, they'll try to figure out a way to try to hate on a Negro. You call those binding tactics. Okay, let's look up the definition of the word bind. The first definition is to tie or fasten something tightly. Okay. Now, this could be positive, but they're not trying to fasten the belt of truth around you, which is why they're hitting you with lies, trying to hate on you. Okay. So here's the second definition: to cause, hold on, to cohere, or to cause to cohere in a single mass. Okay, the example they use is mix the flour with the coconut and enough egg white to bind them. They're trying to get you to blend in with this foolishness, trying to get you to blend in with this chaos. They don't want you to stand out, which is why they're trying to fasten, you know, your greatness down. Okay, who is this nigga? Just like I be saying, like when, there's one thing, you know, for people to know you, but people don't even know you and try to do that type of stuff. Okay, they don't even know. Um, well, they haven't seen what you can do, and they still try to do it. Is basically what I'm getting across. Okay, but it's like I was saying about that mustard seed, like how Jesus talked about the mustard seed. If your faith is as strong as the mustard seed, you can move a mountain. Okay, they see this. Okay, they see that mustard seed and they're scared of it. Okay, it's just like me when it comes to women. People can just sense. I'm like, hold on. They can just sense how chicks aura change when I come around, and then they just instinctively be like, "Oh, the Negro Ninja must be coming around the corner." I'm like, "Dang, I ain't even hit the corner to see this nigga over here out on the lookout for me, growling, grabbing the chick." Chicks even have to hold they dude's hand. I'm like, I'm just walking past y'all, like I'm trying to walk up there and talk to her or something. Okay, and there's a conspiracy behind that too, but let's see. They just so fearful of it. Just the thought of the greatness reproducing, they cannot stand it. Okay, and they know that you can get these hoes. Okay, if you really wanted to. So they very fearful. Okay, so they always trying to get into your head with negativity. Always got something negative to say. As kids try to circle roast you as a kid. Okay, in the hood or the black community, the decent black man is the joke. He's the butt of the joke. Okay, that's a binding tactic. Okay, and that could be why so many dudes actually walk around as an ignorant nigga. Because they're trying to blend in, they're trying to fit in, just anything to keep the heat off. Okay, so and on top of that, some people just don't have guidance. So when people tell you stuff as a kid, okay, you are a kid. Okay, you're malleable. Okay, that's why parents make sure they talk to you like my parents did. They'll talk to you. What's going on? What was happening at school today, etc. Okay, like when I first told my mom, I was like, "Oh, there's nothing really going on." I drew a picture. Let me see. It ain't really all that good. Let me see the picture. This is good. Keep drawing. They told me it was not good. And the whole class ganged up on me like that. It's silence. Everybody just. I'm like, why everybody just stop to look at my picture? The whole class circle around, even the teacher. And there's that little spiritual silence. I'm like, this is stupid. This is bad, So that's. I'm telling you, man. Always talk to your kids about what is going on when they are around other people when you're not around. Probe information up out of them because you don't know what somebody may have told them not to tell others. Okay, because the binding does not work when you know how to unfasten it. Okay, they're trying to not only plant seeds, but they're trying to bind them like that. You can keep a secret. Don't tell nobody we talked about this. Okay, so just be aware of that. It all starts as kids. They always try to get you while you're young. Okay, they always try to get you while you're young. Okay, like I said, growing up, just full of haters. Always some nigga hating. Okay, and as an adult, they try to be more strategic and advance with it. And I always catch it. And they have no other instinct other than to try to bind stuff. Okay, like a rainbow zombie. Okay, when a rainbow zombie sense you're straight. Okay, one of the first things they try to do is sneak up behind you and try to stand behind you. Nigga, I was at work not yesterday, but that was like the third day. I was actually doing the actual training this time. So I started off the orientation with this one rainbow zombie that was very annoying. Kept trying to sit around me. He was harassing me for like 2 days. And then the third day, I'm doing the training. This is a hard job. It's back breaking labor, so you're gonna be moving. You don't really have time to do nothing unless you stop to go to the vending machine or a restroom or something. So I decided to go and get me a snack from the vending machine. And it's one of them credit card machines I wasn't quite used to. And before I knew it, somebody came in there. I'm like, I see a dude. I bet you $5 he stand behind me. Sure enough, he stood right behind me. I never saw this nigga. I'm like, how do you have time to see me? Okay, we everybody here busy throwing stuff up and stuff, and you trying to prey on people. So I frowned up. I was like it was and I just turned around and looked him dead in his face. He said, and then he just walked out the room because I caught him. I'm like, I know what the heck you trying to do, nigga. Okay, trying to bind niggas with that rainbow zombie spirit. Okay, but this is what would have happened if I didn't know what was happening. I would have just got my stuff. Okay, and I was already more or less kind of struggling with the machine because I guess he figured, oh, he's new. He probably ain't gonna quite get the machine. He would have just stood behind me as long as possible without me being aware. And once I got my snack, I would have left and he would have left without getting nothing because that was his whole point. Okay, the jig was up. Like I said, the binding doesn't work when you see the fastening. It's all about secrecy and covertness. Okay, like a hoe, all the stuff that the hoes be doing. Okay, by trying to put niggas into the friend zone. That's a binding technique. Okay, that is a binding technique. Okay, from my experience, like I say, chicks love me. Okay, but y'all have also heard all these stories, and y'all be like, hold up, this is the dumbest thing ever. Like, why would she do this? And this don't, what the heck? Like, you try to piece together, it's like the dumbest thing, right? So, chicks will, they'll love you, they'll like you, okay? But it's a power struggle, okay? So they'll go so far, they'll flirt, they'll be sexual. But when it comes time for actual sex, a lot of them like to act all funny because um, she don't want to be binded. She would rather bind you. Like the man. I'm not saying that you putting your penis in the chick is binding her, but she knows her place. You don't. I mean, I don't want to use the word dominance. It got to be another word. But when you put it in perspective, you over her. You being the head. But she wants to bind you. She wants your power. The dating game is fueled when you really stop to think about it over the blood, sweat, and tears of the righteous man, the righteous straight man. All the decent men, or a lot of them are in the friend zone, or if they're not in the friend zone, she's really putting him to work. But a lot of them too stupid to see that. But so she'll put you in the friend zone in order to draw energy from you for her to do stupidity that we all complain about. Why is she with this nigga? Because she got this nigga over here in the friend zone, so she's able to draw off of his energy to deal with this nigga. She has to have batteries to put up with stupidity. Okay, so you got that type of stuff going on. Okay, and it's deep. Okay, both the rainbow zombie and the hole both tries to bind the straight man. That's another reason why hoes and rainbow zombies are friends with each other, despite the fact that they both hate each other. But the chicks is too stupid to know that she hate the rainbow zombies. Okay, that's how corrupt chicks are. But the rainbow zombie, there is no love for hoes in them in a rainbow zombie. Like when I say no love, you cannot fathom the hatred these niggas have. If they could have babies, they would literally cut these women's throat. Like there would be no reason for them to even pretend to be friends no more. They hate these chicks, and they're gonna find it out in the future, and they're gonna regret. If they don't regret it, they still gonna have to atone for it, and they're not gonna like that atonement. I'm gonna tell you that now. Okay, the friend zone. Okay, once again, also shows you how society tries to bind people. Okay, like I said, starting off, they always trying to hate on niggas. They don't want to give credit to where credit is due. Okay, but they'll try to build up somebody that's not as good. Somebody that's mediocre or even terrible. I have heard a few people even say that about American Idol. I remember my mom even saying that. When the show was fairly hot. So this is what they said. That's like, yeah, they ain't finna really get nobody that's, real good. They want somebody mediocre that they can build up. Okay, because they are trying to give America the illusion that you're better than the great. Well, they didn't say it like that. That's how I said it, but this is what they said. They want to give America the illusion that they can do it too. Okay, but my mama would say something similar to what I'm about to say. She's like, oh, they just want to be able to build them up so they can say that they was responsible for it. So what I say is this. Okay, they want inferior. I mean, they want people to feel that they're above greatness. Okay, and I remember when I was in art school. Okay, I would be drawing a picture or would have my picture out. They never complimented me, but they'll compliment somebody beside me that's not as good, and they would literally say, "Hey, I need you to draw something for me. How much you want to get paid?" I'm like, "Dang, I've been trying to get work for years." And somebody just walk up to this dude and do that, and once again, it's just like how hoes do. Like when a hoe feels intimidated, she'll call another dude handsome in front of you. It's stuff like that. I'm like, "Dang, B, you ain't even my type, and I ain't even tell this B that she look 1,000 times better than you." Okay, which is true. Okay, but she'll just look at anybody and just say you're. She'll compliment the dude instead of saying you're handsome. She'll just say anybody else is handsome. This that type of tactic right there. Okay, and you being generous by not by talking to her, like she ain't really all that, and she do you like that. That's how society is. Okay, these are binding tactics. Okay, any place to where you just feel that it's negative, nobody's really building you up. They trying to bind you. I can just give y'all lots of examples about when I took Kyokushin. Them niggas was on me like white on rice. They couldn't stand it. Everything they said was negative. Okay, let me give you a more easy to follow example. Picture Muhammad Ali. Okay, so the point is how much people hate greatness. This what happened. So if Muhammad Ali was Muhammad Ali, the Muhammad Ali that you know and love, the skillful one, the doing all the head movements and stuff and the dancing. So just imagine if Muhammad Ali was trying to actually succeed in boxing while having skills at that level, but just you trying to go up, move up, and he joins boxing gyms. What's going to happen is they're going to tell him to tone it down. You need to tone it down, Muhammad Ali. Floating like a butterfly, stinging like a bee. That don't make sense. That's bad philosophy. Fighting is all about being tough. You got to be able to take a hit and give a hit back. You got to be able to, and they'll just be telling him stupid stuff that not only makes him mediocre, it could make him below mediocre. That dancing around, you wasting too much energy. Now, I'm saying this because people have told me some stuff like that, like with the Kyokushin stuff. You come in there and you being great and stuff, being a fighting genes with how you know, modify certain moves to suit yourself better. That's what genes is doing. They're telling me not to do it. Okay, You do not understand the lengths people go through to try to sabotage greatness. They would hate Muhammad Ali if Muhammad Ali didn't have the accolade. Okay, then they'll just say you cocky, you're arrogant. Okay, he'll just have he'll just that'll be an uphill battle. Okay, people hate greatness and they'll try to bind it. Never take never take personal artwork to art colleges. Okay, there may be some that you can get away with, but colleges are evil anyway. So I don't think the risk is necessary, in my opinion. But when I took personal stuff to college, all they did was bash it. I had this one picture. I showed y'all this in the stream before. I drew a portrait of a chick. One side I had her looking like similar to how a girl would look in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, the one with Josuke in it, and the other side was like pseudo realistic, like how you would usually see it in the comic, without the ink a little bit or whatever. And I said I just call this anime realistic. The teacher said realistic. If you wanted to be realistic, you kind of shade smudged at the end and make this darker. This, and if I would have listened to her, it would have just turned into some generic, boring art. The artwork that's boring. And that's probably why I put a lot of people off. And that's why a lot of people look at stuff like comics and anime and video game art, because they want the fun stuff. She trying to make me into the little boring artist. People hate greatness and they try to bind it. Okay. Now I want to check out the noun definition of the word bind. Okay. A statutory constraint, the moral bind of the law. Okay. A statutory constraint. Okay. Basically trying to get you to agree with it, like how some people come up here and basically try to challenge my videos. Okay. You know that you can't change my opinion. I mean, why would you even try it? Then I articulate too well for you to even try to it'll be very difficult, okay, to challenge what I'm saying in any video. It's just not gonna happen. Okay, you got no leg to stand on. But they know this, okay, but they still try anyway. Their goal is to try to get me to think that I am wrong, and they trying to drag me back to the plantation. And it's funny because a few people also commented that a while back about the Matrix. No, they just trying to drag you back into the plantation. Now let's talk about the Bible real quick, okay? And I also want to talk about what Kanye said about slavery being a choice, okay? So, starting off with the video thing, so many people will argue with me about approaching women. I need to do another video on that. You need to approach her. I'm like, you're not gonna change my opinion. Do what you do, and they're just desperate just to try to drag me down there with them. You think at a low level if you think it's a man's duty to approach a chick. I don't care what nobody say, but you do you. I'm not finna browbeat you. But when you come to me telling me that, that's the response. Okay, so people trying to bind you. Okay, and then the Hebrew Israelites. Why were they slaves? Why did black people be slaves for so long? Because they defied the Most High. Now, why did they defy the Most? What did they do to defy the Most High? Idolatry. Now, all this type of stuff, not giving credit not giving credit where it's due, is the same exact thing, because they take inferiority and exalt it over greatness. That's what society has been doing for a minute now. That's what hoes have been doing. Okay, by putting righteous niggas in the friend zone. You telling me that the superior dude is not getting the pussy, but okay, let me think about this. Okay, hoes will be like, so when is a good time to start having sex with the dude they like? Should I make them wait 2 weeks or 3 months? But if it's a dude she doesn't like and she just has sex with on the first day, ask her why she has sex with him on the first day and tell me she's not going to say, well, I don't like him, so it's nothing. I don't care if I ever see him again. So why would you reward him with the possibility of life when you don't even like him? Sounds like that's love to me. Okay. And you just think about this part right here. Okay. She don't like him, so she finna reward him. But You just want to torture this dude and give him blue balls because you like him. I don't know what it is about hoes attaching themselves, trying to attach themselves to dudes and don't want to act right. Okay. They'll literally try to hug on you like a koala bear to a tree. And you know they say if you try to move a koala bear that don't want to be moved, them niggas get aggressive. That's what you hoes are. Like that koala bear that's just comfortable on the tree that don't want to freaking move. Okay, you look all cute and cuddly, but you got claws. Which brings me to this next point. This segues perfectly. When you go outside and you see a great tree, you recognize it as the great tree. It's taller than all the other trees. But you're not looking down on any other tree. You just put it in perspective. This tree is clearly taller than that tree. But how society does it is they'll cut that great tree down and literally replant it at a to make it shorter than the trees that is taller than. Okay, it's crazy out here, man. Okay, so that's basically what I the idolatry type of stuff is. Okay, and they try to make something less more than what it is, so they try to take a piece of crap and exalt it, like how they did the golden cattle. Let's just make a golden cattle. They wanted to make it their savior. Okay. And God said, okay, that's how y'all want to be. Okay. I just got y'all out of bondage, but y'all keep putting yourselves back in bondage. Okay. I didn't create niggas, but y'all decided to be a nigga. Okay. That is basically what that is. Okay. And he delivered them into the hands of their enemies. Okay. Once again. Okay. So this is the mindset that these people have, like just people in general. That's why they try to bind greatness, because they're slaves, and slaves love to be slaves, which is why they're mad at Kanye West, especially black people. Black people are the only ones really mad at it because it applies to them. Okay, slavery is a choice, despite the fact that almost all races on this planet were slaves at one point, except for Edomites, but they're gonna be slaves later. Okay, the Bible says that. So, and it's true because black people in particular are always trying to bind, the righteous black man, the one with his pants pulled up and clean cut. Okay, you can offend a black person, can offend a black person extremely easy. All you gotta do is brush your teeth. They'll call meetings up like, this nigga just brushed his teeth. Yeah. I remember seeing a meeting. Okay, I was in College Park at my cousin's house. You can't make this up. This is how wicked blacks are. It's this dude that drove around with a dirt bike all the time. He ain't really in the neighborhood. He just drove around. He's just having fun. He being a cool dude. He don't seem like a nigga. Cause if he was, then why would he be driving a bike around? If he thought like one, he just having fun. He can do that up in the white neighborhood, but he over here with black people. That's niggas. Okay, these niggas had a meeting. I swear it was like 30 people. They was talking about taking this dude's bike. And I had to go to the bus stop and I just walked through them. I'm like, this is bold. I'm like, I'm gonna walk through them anyway. Ain't nobody scared of these niggas, but it's just kind of weird. Like you just in Sodom and Gomorrah walking through a crowd of rainbow zombies when you think about it. Cause I'm like, if they had that type of meeting, I believe niggas have meetings on that type of stuff. But it just boggled my mind, like neighborhoods. It was adults, like teenagers, young adults. That was crazy. So, and that's what black people like to do. You should see my neighbors, nigga. You should see the parking patterns and this parking lot. These niggas so retarded. Okay, like they'll take turns leaving. They'll even switch parking spots. So when one person move, somebody park in this place, and the person come back and park in the place that they was at. They got some weird formation going on. Okay, and they're basically trying to bind me in this apartment because they jealous. Okay, and I'm gonna do a video about that later on about people. Let's just say it's gonna be a part 2 to this video because there's a lot of stuff I got to say, and it's just amazing the lengths people go through to try to block the blessings of another. And these are black people, okay, by the way, and they want to talk about the white man when they know different than the so-called white man. Nigga, I was in, and this is what's funny right here. I was in Canton, Georgia, working a gig I think last month, and they say Canton is racist. But they treated me like a king up there. Okay. And the black people that was around me was dusty. And it was like, oh, they was looking at me like I was a Negro sent from heaven. Oh, thank you, God. I prayed to see a Negro and this caliber. Oh my gosh. There was a lady there with a Confederate flag. Okay. She was wearing, the cut open shirt. She had a heart here with the Confederate flag. She even started doing like this. And then the next day, I saw her. She even had that mug covered up. She wore a shirt more like this. I was like, that is crazy, because all the chicks was doing that flirting. Women love me. And she was like, oh, that just don't look right. The black dude that she think is hot, and she was low key trying to cover that mess up. But that was crazy. Okay, so what happened? Okay, the point I want to get across is, some of the black people there, some is suspect or whatever. I'm like, this nigga suspect. The people, you can tell when people like you at the job, like the people that's giving out the task, they don't really give you the hard stuff to do. They always try to give you, fun stuff or easy stuff. You only do hard stuff only if that's the only thing to do. But yeah, let's find something to do. And she made all the dudes cut boxes in the back. There's about three or four of them. And she's like, follow me. And I was like, oh, I can see what she's doing. I'm like, she didn't tell me to do nothing, so I'm just kind of walking around, twiddling my thumbs. And I'm like, okay, let me look for the lady again. I went back there, and they was like, hey, y'all, no, come back here with us, man. That's what action is. That's where it's going down. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. And that's kind of a pause type of moment when you think about it. But I said, nah, I'm good. Cause I'm like, why would I want to be in this room full of niggas that I don't know who is possibly rainbow zombies? I don't know y'all niggas. If I knew y'all, that's different. Okay, these are my buddies if I knew y'all, but y'all ain't. I don't know if y'all rainbow zombies or not. I'm finna stay out here and look at these hoes' titties. I'll be back. Okay. And they're just basically trying to drag me along with them. They just see that I'm just sitting up there with having it easy. Like black people love to try to bind other black people. They love to cohere or to cohere in a single mass, in my opinion, more than anybody. Like the black man deals with that from them more than anybody. Okay, almost as bad as rainbow zombies trying to make you a rainbow zombie. And that's probably why that mess is so popular in the black community anyway. They're just weird. Okay, so when people see you, people basically trying to bind you. Okay, so be very aware of your surroundings because a lot of this stuff comes just by looking. So they looking at you. Like just think about the hood, all that mean mugging. You think that people just mean mugging for no reason? They're walking around trying to curse people. I remember I was driving up the street one time, just turning into the perimeter mall, and there was a dusty nigga on the sidewalk. And I'm like, I bet he's a rainbow zombie. Why are you looking at me? And he was really, and I can just feel his intention. He was just trying to curse me. Like this is just me turning into the thing. And black people do the most mean mugging, so I know what I'm talking about. Trying to bind Negroes. Okay, I was at the ATM one time, and black people are the rudest. Okay, if you at the ATM, you're supposed to have the common courtesy to not really get out while somebody else is there. Otherwise, it's suspect. Okay, depending on the circumstances. And I have my back turned because I'm just watching over my shoulders. Then a dude get out the car, so I turn around and look at him because I'm like, why would I not be aware of my surroundings? And if you about to do something, I gotta be ready for you. So there was a black lady in the car, and like I said, I just turned around and looked though. He was like, hey, "What's up?" I'm like, "I ain't trying to get buddy with you. You can go and do what you got to do." So she even tried to do something. I just felt that I was like, this bee is trying to curse me just for checking my surroundings. I'm doing the right thing, and the whole trying to bind me in the car. And once again, this is why that Kanye saying hurts them. Slavery is a choice, nigga. You want to be a slave, and they want you to be a slave. Okay. Society in general is like this, but it seems to be that black people are like that the most. Okay. So it's crazy out here, man. The whole tried to bind me or do whatever the heck she was trying to do with some type of silent spell. Just due to that. And this is her boy. I mean, her. So that right there is telling me that these two are a couple. That that's why I don't have no sympathy for these hoes. Cause they just as evil or worse than the dude who they with. And since this is a long video, I gotta wrap it up. And this has been the Negro Ninja bringing you your Negro message for today. Negro out.